Greetings again, my fellow gamers. This is Nick here, and we're looking at, as you can plainly see, Turbo Cup by Loricels team. Yeah, it's a French outfit and published in 1988. This game also came out on the Amstrad CPC, there's ZX Spectrum, Atari ST, and DOS. And it's a racing driving game, whatever you want to call it. It features 4 French race circuits, and there they are. Paul Ricard, Nogaro, which I've never heard of, Magnicourt, and Dijon-Prenois. So we'll select one of these. It's based loosely on the Paris-Dakar Rally or something like that. And we control a Porsche 944 Turbo. First of all, we have to qualify. Rather odd angle, this one. Then we qualify, and then we're in the race for about 2 laps. But it's a very unusual race angle. I feel like I'm controlling the car standing up on an overhead bridge that's following the car around. Gears are automatic, so it's either accelerate and ease off around the corners, but we must go as quickly as we can. But it's definitely of an era, this one, isn't it? Definitely retro. I played it once on the Spectrum. We'll come to that at some stage, I'm sure. But it doesn't move too quickly, this. There was other racing games, most notably Jaguar XJ220 and the Lotus series, which blow this completely away as I spin off. But it isn't bad, but it isn't brilliant either. Engine sounds, well, I would expect a Porsche 944 Turbo to sound a little bit better than this, but yeah. Is this like Paul Ricard? Probably unlikely. The tracks are all very similar, and the scenery is sparse. Controls a little bit slippery, but it's okay for what it is. Speedo's well laid out on the side there, so let's see where we qualified. Probably near the back, I would have thought. At the back? Oh no, third, look at that. Take your marks, look for the green light, and go! Terrible start, I don't know how you get a good one. Now the one bad thing about this is when you bash into an opponent's car, they seem to be okay and you'll get sent spinning, almost as if they're made out of lead and you're made out of tinfoil. Is this gonna... There we go. So he had no damage and I got bashed right to the side, and I've, yes, fallen a number of places. So I'm currently in 6th, I'm currently in 7th. Any slight knock and you're off. Oops, I seem to have lost him. So a fairly basic name, Turbo, in i.e. going fast, and Cup. I don't know if this had a separate name in France where it was released there. Whoops. And yeah, if you go too quick around the corners, you'll lose all traction and the car will spin like Michael Jackson. Well, almost. The road goes narrow every now and again. 2 lanes, 3 lanes, sometimes 1 lane. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to win this race. I'm not sure if you get a cup at the end, so there's no championship to speak of really. You just have to set your best times on each course individually and win there. But the tracks do look fairly similar. One gripe on this is, like most racing games, they have a map on the track so you know what you're coming up against. This one has no map. So I'm on lap 2, and this angle is making me a bit ill. I want to say a bit lower down really, but at least it makes the game unique. They're trying to do something with it. Those crazy French people. Brum brum. Yeah, every car's yellow. For those people counting or not counting, there's 21 other cars to race against. So I suppose it is trying to get a bit Lotus Esprit-ish, I presume. But it's not really cutting the mustard. There's only, of course, a bit of weave in there. There's only room for 1 player on this, and as far as I'm aware, it isn't converted from the arcades. It's an original game. So we'll probably do 2 races if you can take it, but not, oh dear, nice and gentle but frustrating. There's a plethora, which means a lot, I'm sure you knew already. There's a plethora of games, racing games out for the Amiga and all systems, so you'd have to be a pretty much die-hard fan, filled to the brim with nostalgia of playing it as a kid to keep coming back to this. My game a bit like that is Test Drive 2, where it's iconic for me, but the frame rate is terrible. There's some scenery discs on it and I like it and I keep going back to it. It's in my all-time greatest. Without the nostalgia glasses on, it would be nowhere near. And this is similar for this. I didn't have this as a kid. So yeah, I can take it or leave it really. We come 7th. Great. What do I get for that? Nothing. Do I get to put in my time? Do I? Yes. It's based on a racing driver called Rene someone, a French driver who competed in the Paris-Dakar Rally and numerous other ones. So we'll do another track. What do you think? Magny-Cours? That used to be on the Formula 1 circuit, but it's not anymore, which is a shame. Or shall we do that one? Yeah, Magny-Cours. Right, so the track's very similar, but it's green grass this time. Check out the scenery. Yes, it's pretty similar to last time. But let's see if we can do better on the grid than third place. I don't know what's happening to the bottom of the screen there. It's supposed to be the track, but it's getting confused rendering it with the grass. It's having big trouble here. Is it going to occupy the whole screen? So one would have to say that is a coding glitch that they should have sorted out. Well, they didn't. Loricels, shame on you. But it was 1988. Things like that didn't matter then to do a game. It's the sort of one that's crying out for a data disc for extra tracks, where you buy it and all the tracks are more or less the same, a bit like Vroom. The sounds are quite similar to Vroom though. I think that's by a French outfit as well. The car goes much quicker in that one though. It's a much more rounded and better game. I think I reviewed it back in the dark and distant past, but in some of those older reviews when I was just still building up my confidence, I've seemed like a different person. Maybe I've just gone gradually madder and madder. That's probably it. Taking the racing line's not really that important in this game. It's more of an arcade racer, if you hadn't noticed. And we're driving, well, this Porsche, it don't look much like a Porsche, but I don't know much about cars. I presume it is. Is it a Porsche 944 or is it something else? If it's something else, let me know below before we're overtaken by this grass rendering at the bottom of the screen. How would I rate this game? Well, okay for the time, middling. I probably won't be returning to it unless someone paid me a bit of money, which is unlikely. There we go. That's qualifying over. Where did we come? We come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. There's a bit of a false start there, was there? Now I've read the instructions of this. Apparently sometimes it's an advantage hitting sideways onto another car. I very much doubt this. Look at all this crazy weaving going on. They're like New York taxi cabs. Can I weave through here? Yeah, this looks tricky. This is gonna end in disaster at some point, I would have thought. They're just gonna weave across and bash me off, I guess. Whoop, there we go. It's 2 codes across. Yes. This is like Jenga. At some point, I'm gonna collapse. God, I can't get past these boys. Right, who's gonna hit me? Yeah, there we go. I flip up about 4 times, and the other cars have no damage, not even a scratch, and just continue going. What an annoying game. In 9th place. I think if I was scoring games, which I never tend to do, I'd probably give this a 5. Speed-wise, compared to other games at the time, like Chase HQ, it's not too bad, I suppose. I'm being a bit picky here, but I can't wait. No, I can wait. It's out on the Spectrum. It's not scheduled to be reviewed on the Spectrum for quite some time, but we'll get to it eventually. But out of all the genre of games, the Spectrum tends to have the most I need to review, so there we go. Does your Porsche sound like this? People that own Porsches? Anyone out there? Yeah, I don't know how much a Porsche 944 would cost nowadays. Probably a lot more than this game. Is it a classic, that one? Or can you get it easily? Let me know as I go into the grass. Oops, bashed to the side again. Curses, damn nabbit. So I'm going to do worse than last time. Let's just say, for sake of argument, this is a trickier track. Thanks, mate. Lap 2. Now don't worry, we haven't set this on 80 laps. You haven't got to watch 80 laps of this. So I've got 1 lap to get from 12th to 1st place. What are the chances that I do it? Quite slim. Quite slim. Or Beyonce could phone up and say she wants to get married to me. That's probably equal billing. So let's see if any of those happen. Or maybe we go for a win double. Right, now we're caught up to these weaving boys. In formation. I'm never going to get round this mob. Is there a cheat to make this car go quicker? Let me know. Is there a boost button I don't know about? I mean, I caught them up quite quickly, but there's no space. In most other driving games, it's difficult at the start, but then as it goes on, we all space out, and then there's gaps to dive in. Whoops, he's threatening me. Right, we're weaving quite well here. Unless he comes across. Good, right, 6th. Oh, see, look at that! I was deliberately cut up there by that fellow. Well, that's cost me a lot of positions. Deliberate crashing and weave. There's no need to weave on a straight, was there? Unless you wanted to yeah. Boo! Now, if I was just playing this not doing a review, I'd reset it at this point. But I won't. I'll finish the review. I'll keep going on like a trooper. We're in the top... Well, I was going to say top 10. Let's just change this. I'm in the top 11. That's not bad. Can I get this doofus? Come on, this lap must end soon. So what we got on the side? It's a rev limiter, is it? And the speedo. Gears doing their thing. Yeah. 4 tracks. And they're pretty much the same, although I guess the grass is different. Maybe it's yellow on one of the other ones. 10th place, hooray! I've done it. I'm the star, the champion of everything. Boom. Yeah, so that was Turbo Cup. Largely uninspiring, but it's a game nonetheless. That was Turbo Cup on the Commodore Amiga, published by Loricels in 1988. Thanks for watching as always, and I hope you liked having a look at that one. Also my terrible gameplay. Until next time, take care and goodbye.
Goodbye.